Okay, I haven't made a video in a month. I know it, you know it. I ran out of ideas, out of motivation. I started school again. I've been very busy, but I realized that making videos is actually something that I kind of enjoy and I find it to be something productive. So today I'm gonna do a little bit of an update, show you guys what I've learned in school, what I've been working on, my still broken ankle, and all that. So this is going to be like a tutorial, get ready with me, talk through video thing. Brittany, who is one of the students that goes to school with me, did this on me earlier. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take it off now so that I can do another look for you guys. So I wanna say it's been officially a month since I went back to school. I broke my foot and ankle. Ankle is still broken, but I can walk. I'm in physical therapy and all that, so I'm really on the up from here. But honestly, going back to school feels like I never left. Like that break didn't even happen. Because as soon as I started again, it was just like, oh yeah, I remember how much work this was. Literally a 9 to 5 every day. But luckily now it's different because we're doing modules and not just doing basics and learning about brushes and stuff like that. We've done stage, we've done photography, we've done bridal, we're about to do special effects, we do HD, we do airbrush, we do it all. So honestly, I've learned quite a bit about different techniques and different types of makeup. I'm gonna do my best to include 2 pictures after this just to show you from what I was doing when I started versus what I'm doing right now, which mind you is not even 3 months in. Now, another thing that occurred whenever I went back to school was that one of our teachers was actually a model for 20 years before she was a makeup artist for 20 more. And she was at our school to teach us how to do model makeup and how you would prepare a model's face to make them look, very lively and vibrant without looking cakey or unlike themselves. Because in the industry, you are selling a product and you want to look as natural as possible for things like test shoots and your digitals and stuff that you want in your portfolio. It's all supposed to be very basic. I knew this eyeshadow was going to stain from the minute I saw what it looked like. Now, as I'm sitting there being a model for this now makeup artist slash model teacher, I realized, sitting here getting my hair and makeup done and taking pictures is not such a bad gig, right? So then I thought about this, as I've randomly thought about careers and pursued them successfully before makeup. I thought about what would happen if I applied to modeling agencies. Now, when I had no work or school for that 2-week period, I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I learned a lot about fashion and photography and makeup and sets and runway and haute couture and ready to wear and designers and how Versace got killed and just so much stuff that I had only even heard about, like growing up, no one around me ever had anything like that. And so I had no idea that it was a whole culture, a whole world, such a big industry. And so when I started to learn, I just kind of deep dived and I haven't stopped since. Since I had met this woman and have her open my mind to the world of modeling, I did tons of research on how to take digitals, how to apply, what good agencies were, what to look out for, what were some of the most well-known agencies, who is signed to these agencies, what is a mother agency. There's just so many things that I had never even heard of, I didn't even know was a thing. And like I said before, as soon as I found out, I just dove right in. I began to completely relook my Instagram account. Everything was very makeup focused and none of it had anything to do with modeling. And I knew that if a modeling agency were to go check my Instagram and they just saw my face with a bunch of makeup on it, they wouldn't necessarily be very impressed. Also, my allergies are so bad and my eyes are so irritated, but because oftentimes what an agency is looking for is to be able to see what you really look like. How you pose behind a camera, how you interact with people, how you handle yourself. They want to get a full vision on who you are, what your personality is, and I know that just seeing me in makeup doesn't display that to them, and so I have to figure out how to cater my account to multiple audiences. So I began taking digitals. I would wear black skinny jeans, a tight black top, and I would take a headshot, a 3/4 length shot, a profile shot, a smiling shot, a full body shot, and then like a personality shot. Sometimes they ask for something like that. And I took them, but I actually had quite a bit of makeup on. And I didn't really think about the fact that agencies don't want to see that. Even if it looks natural, they don't want to see makeup on the face because that changes what your actual face looks like, right? Side note, I'm about to use this ColourPop Brow Boss Gel in my eyebrows. So I send these digitals out to about 15 to 20 agencies, knowing that this isn't even exactly what they want to see, and just doing it anyways, because when I first started out, I was just like, oh, whatever, it doesn't matter if they say no, like, I'm just doing this for fun. I never thought that I could even be a model, and so if I get a yes, you know, it'd be like a random lottery win type situation. But then the more I learned, the more I practiced, the more I went out and took pictures, the more I realized that I actually really liked it and that I could see that being a career for me. And I didn't think that my height was going to be that big of a deal at first, but I later realized that most of the agencies out there require you to be 5'8", 5'9", and I'm 5'2". So this began to get very frustrating for me because almost every single agency that I would pull up would say that their height requirement was 5'8", and so I couldn't even apply to most of these agencies because I would never fit their requirements. And that alone is already disappointing to see and hear, especially when you think that you have every other quality necessary and that's just something that's out of your control. You know, you can't work your way towards being 7 inches taller. Underlining my brow with the Revlon Cut Crease Canvas. So what I did after a few weeks, when I had heard back from pretty much no one, maybe like one agency, I decided to take some better digitals where I really did barely have any makeup on. I did that bare minimum, you know, enough to make you look different, but not enough to really cover up your face. And I began to send those in, and I started to get a little bit more attention. Not very much legitimate attention, but I also started changing up my hashtags on Instagram for more like model hashtags instead of makeup hashtags, and I feel like this is where things really started to change. Because at this point, you know, I really want something to happen, I really want someone to contact me back, but all of the videos I watched were like, you have to be very patient, it could take a year for you to even get found by a good agency, like, don't just jump into things. And I hate waiting. I don't want to sit there and be like, oh, maybe this will happen eventually. Like, I want to put in the work to make it happen now. So, you know, I took more digitals, I got this attention going, and then I switched my hashtags and I started messaging photographers. So most of the videos I watched said to reach out to photographers to try to do test shoots. And if you don't know, a test shoot is usually when a makeup artist, a model, a photographer, sometimes a stylist, they all get together and they do a shoot for free. No one gets paid, but everyone gets to use the pictures from the shoot in their portfolio. So technically, everyone benefits. So most of them honestly answered back saying that they weren't interested in doing free work, that they only do work, you know, off their fees. Some said they'd be willing to do a discount for it being a test shoot, but seeing as I'm still out of work because of my ankle, I cannot afford to be paying photographers while I'm also modeling, styling, doing hair, doing makeup, all this. So I have set up a few photo shoots where we're just going to do regular test shoots. No one gets paid. We just get to use the pictures. And I'll be doing 2 of those on Monday, so whenever I get the pictures back, I will definitely make sure to post them for you guys. You can also check them out on my Instagram. Eventually, one agency did reach out to me looking to take the next step. However, they said that they do not directly work with people who are under 21. I will be 21 in October, but as of right now, whatever, they're going to be communicating through my mom. And so basically they sent me an email. They're like, hey, we loved your look, we'd be interested in working with you, we don't work with people under 21, would you please send us your parents' information, we will get in contact with them, and then we can move forward from there. So I gave them my mother's information, I told her a little bit about it, she emailed me back. This was probably about a week or so ago, and then I got another email from them, I think it was yesterday. They were like, hey, please have your mother email us. We are trying to set up a conference call so that we can meet you guys and talk a little bit more about your options within the agency, which is all good and great. And frankly, they are one of the only people who has actually reached out to me that I know is BBA accredited, that has good reviews. I don't know how good of an agency they actually are yet. I haven't really talked to them much about it. They're not like a big top well-known agency or anything. It is definitely a mother agency, but you have to start somewhere and you have to build your portfolio, which is what I'm trying to do with these photographers. But these people are trying to charge, I think, $700 for them to shoot me a portfolio since I'm a new model. I personally don't feel like that is industry standard. I feel like if an agency wants to represent you and they believe in you, then they should invest in you, and that they would help you build your portfolio and start booking jobs. And then obviously if you're doing well and they really believe in you, you're going to be making them money, so why would you need to charge the model a rate like that? I'm no expert, I haven't talked to them about these numbers and what it means and why it is this way. I'm assuming they're gonna be all, well, photographers need to be paid, blah, 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 blah. But I don't know, I live in Texas, everything's weird down in Texas, so I guess we'll see. But that's not what I'm searching for, you know? Like, I'm not searching for an agency that's going to charge me a fee to sign up with them. I'm searching for an agency who's gonna see me and say, hey, I think that you would be perfect to work with us, and I would love to do this, this, and this for you, and then we collaborate and we make money for each other. But like I said, I don't know their reasoning. I'm not a professional in the industry. This is just from what I've learned so far. For this look, I am using the Bare Necessities palette by ColourPop. It looks a little something like this. It is beautiful and perfect for this natural-ish soft look we're going to be doing. So less than a week ago, I did apply to another round of agencies, and being 5'2", a lot of the places that I applied to are actually known as talent agencies, and so they cast talent for all types of things, for acting, for commercials, for modeling, for newscasting, for sports broadcasting, you know, whatever it may be. And a lot of them don't have height requirements, and so that's easier to apply to. However, it's not as serious as like a modeling agency, I would say. But I applied to all of these new agencies, you know, not even a week ago, and it definitely takes, I would say, a few weeks now, especially because so many people are applying now that COVID is clearing up. You know, these jobs are opening up again, people are hiring models again, and lots of applications are coming in, and so I understand that it may take a few weeks to get a notice back, but that's just one of those things that you have to be patient and wait for the agency to either reach out to you, or they're really just not going to reach out to you at all. You rarely get a, hey, sorry, you didn't fit. Mostly it's just going to be no response. So I really don't know what I'm gonna do yet. You know, this agency that has reached out to me and my mom, they haven't exactly acted very professional, and I originally applied for them at the very beginning of all this, so I would say a month or so ago, and we still haven't even had an actual conversation yet. And so I don't know, it's a little worrisome. I would not want to be with an agency that won't be able to communicate. And again, being my height, it is very difficult to get into an agency in the first place. Most agencies' shortest models are among 5'4", 5'5", and like I said, I'm 5'2". I'm way down there. I'm going to take Vaseline on a clean brush to clean off this product on this cut crease. This is something I learned by watching Beats by Deb. Shout out to her. She is amazing, and she does cut creases like no one else. So this is what she does. She puts Vaseline on it, she wipes it off with a baby wipe or whatever, she puts the concealer, she puts the color, and boom, it's the most amazing cut crease I've ever seen. But to make any of this happen at all, I have been actually doing quite a bit of manifesting. I've been doing quite a bit of manifesting this year in general to even get me where I'm at now. But to get myself really far into the future, you know, I really have to put in some work and apply to places and talk to people and make connections and take pictures, and it's this big whole process. And I know it's this whole process, and I accept that. And so I've been trying new manifestation techniques. I've been doing scripting every day. I've been saying I am this, I have this. I've been thinking like that. I've been doing guided visualizations on the way to school. I'm doing a water manifestation method that I just started yesterday, where you charge the water with your intentions and then you drink a little bit every day after you remember those intentions, and then you embody them each and every day. I fully believe in manifestation, and I believe that energy flows where your attention goes. And so if you're really focused on something and driven and you want it and you're putting that message constantly out into the universe, then the universe is going to hear and receive that, and things are going to happen in order for you to achieve that, because ultimately that is what's giving you the best feeling of happiness, success, love, you know, whatever it may be. And the universe wants you to have that, and so things are going to happen in order for you to see that in your life, and you have to notice these opportunities and grab them and take them and do something about it whenever they come to you. So for a while, my manifestations were about going to makeup school and learning more about makeup and this and that. And then when I learned about modeling, it was, you know, I want to be contacted to move forward by an agency. And, you know, eventually I technically was contacted to move forward with an agency, but I'm just not positive if this is necessarily the agency for me. I think that there is bigger and better things out there, and that I just need to let go and let the universe do what it needs to do, because I don't know, like, it just doesn't give me the, oh, this is what I want, this is my dream come true type feelings. And I want to feel that way when I commit to something like this, because it's a job, it's a start of a new career. It would be forking paths with my makeup and my modeling career, and I really want this to be something that I can grow in, not something that's just something I do on the side. I would say my goal with finding an agency is just to really feel like they believe in me and like they think that I would do well with, you know, the clients that they work with, and that I would get booked and that I would get work. I do have a lot of questions prepared for any agency that wants to move forward with me. Obviously, I won't have as many of these sort of security type questions if it's a bigger, well-known agency, but especially for these mother agencies, you can never be too careful on if you're getting scammed or not. Nobody wants to get scammed. Nobody wants to waste $700 if a portfolio isn't going to be quality and get you jobs. That portfolio that you're building is supposed to be the key to your career, the key to your future. So I don't know. I'm specifying my manifestation a little bit more now that I've learned a little bit more about what I want and what I could potentially have. And even though it all feels a little bit impossible, because you sit there and you start to think, okay, well, I don't have this, and I don't have this, and I do have this, and I'm not this, and you start to really examine yourself in a different way and think, you know, would this industry really appreciate me or not? One thing that luckily I do know how to do now is color match foundation. So you can't really tell in the bottle, but this foundation is not the right color for me. It is way too pink. So when I put it on, I don't know if you'll really be able to tell in this lighting, but it's too pink. So what I've been doing it is mixing it with this here number 4, which is more yellow tone, and it has a little bit of the tan I've gotten because I've gone outside quite a bit, and you can see my face is a lot lighter than the rest of me. So I've been mixing them together, and it actually usually gives me like the perfect foundation color. So yes, I am going to continue practicing my manifestations for this. Like I said, a lot of the videos I watched said that it can take like about a year for you to actually get signed to an agency that you think is good and that will properly represent you. My lotion is peeling all off my face as I'm trying to color correct, so don't recommend that. My skin is so dry. Anyways, so what I'm really trying to do is just step away from having this be my main focus and kind of leave it up to the universe now, to divine timing, because if I just sit and dwell on it and I'm like, oh, this isn't happening, I become desperate and I start to really believe that it's not going to happen and that maybe I was just being a fool all along. And so I think at this point I need to just step back, wait a couple weeks, see what happens, see if anyone responds to me, and if it's still a no, then I'll have to decide what my next step is. Am I going to apply for more agencies? Am I going to continue to do freelance work? You know, what do I think is going to get me where I want to go? And even if I don't get signed to an agency right away, because honestly, being signed after looking for only a month is actually pretty quick to be signed to a modeling agency. So I really need to just accept the fact that I need to get in more practice, do some test shoots, reach out to photographers, network, build my account, learn how to pose. You know, there's so many things that I can work on and fine tune without having to sit around and be like, oh, when is this going to happen? When is someone going to reach out to me? When am I going to be signed? You know, just do what I can do without focusing on the how, the when, the what, the why. You know, just go and live life and just trust and know that eventually it is going to come to you because you put it out there that that is what you want and that that is what makes you feel the best and that is what is going to bring happiness into your life. This is a goal of mine that I've become, you know, quite attached to in the last month because I've been trying every day to learn and research and grow and understand more about the industry and what is standard and what I can do to improve. And I've taken new pictures and tried new makeup and, you know, just so much stuff. And I need to not get stuck on the, oh, well, I need this now then because I've done so much research when it hasn't even been 2 months and a lot of people are looking and researching and learning for years and years and years. So I can't expect this to just fall in my lap because all of a sudden I want it. So now it's really just about sitting back and being patient and waiting to see what answers I get, and I'll really determine from there what my next step is. But I can't sit here and dwell on it because that just puts too much emphasis of desire, too much emphasis of I don't have this, and when I have this, things will be instantly better, because I know that's not true and it will still be a lot of hard work. So for now, I'm trying to focus on what my current situation is with school, with work, with my foot, and, you know, I'm trying to get back on track. I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to grow. And although it is frustrating and I hate being in a school environment every day, I do know that it is making me a better artist and that I have already learned so much since I got there, and I still have months to go. Y'all, my eyes and under eyes have really been going through it since I got back to school, and everyone keeps trying to set my under eyes and they just crease and they look dry, and I just don't know what I'm supposed to do about this, so we're just gonna carry on like it's not happening. You can also literally see right here while it's wet, it is not blending over, and I'm trying, but this is what Photoshop is for. I just hit my hand so hard on my desk, it is turning red. I don't think you can tell, but it is turning red. Anyways, I'm looking a little ghastly under these eyes, so I'm trying to fix that with some powder of the rest of the face, some blush, some contour, you know. Hopefully we can bring this back from the dead because my skin is very upset with me. And I have a little bit of a tan. So, for contour, I'm going to be using this e.l.f. one called Forever Sun-Kissed. I guess it's bronzer, but you know. And you can see that she really gets the job done. For blush today, I haven't used this blush in so long because I've been in school, but it is literally my favorite blush. It is the NARS Orgasm. This is actually the X version, whatever. They're pretty much the same color. They're beautiful, they're pearlized, they have a gold shimmer, they're pigmented, they're amazing. What else can I say? And I'm just blending this on the apples of my cheeks and straight back into my contour. A little on the nose. Some up here. Whatever. We're sun-kissed. We went out to the beach. We're having a good summer. All the above. I love me a good blush. I really do. It changes the face. Now I usually go overboard, so I'm going to go back with this stipple brush and just kind of calm her down a little bit. Bring it back to reality. Boom! You see how well this is all blending together? It's amazing! It's amazing! I'm gonna do a quick spritz with my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and then I'm gonna go in and highlight. Woo! Gotta melt all those powders into my skin. For lips, I'm going to do a combination of something like these two. We'll see how it turns out. My eyes watering. I'm praying we make it to the end. So after all those steps and all this time, you end up looking a little bit like this. I would say this would be a nice bridal look. We've been working on bridal these last 2 weeks. I mean, I might get married in something like this. It's soft, it's simple, it's not too much. Who knows? Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope this taught you a thing or two about makeup or modeling or the industry or anything like that. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, comment, or even subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.